The year was 1956. The staff of the famous Metropolitan Museum of Art was preparing for an important exhibition. Unique ancient artifacts were to be put on public display. For several decades, archaeological expeditions have been collecting them in Peru, Mexico, Venezuela, and the Caribbean islands. The exhibition was called The Gold of Pre-Columbian America. The opening day has arrived. Crowds of visitors literally stormed the museum, wanting to see rare exhibits. The next morning, one of the artifacts suddenly disappeared. It later turned out that it had been seized by people who presented documents from the U.S. Department of Defense. The military was interested in a small figure made of pure gold. It looked suspiciously like a modern airplane. The exhibit was listed in the catalog as the Golden Bird of the Incas, but the delta-shaped wing and vertical tail did not look like a bird in any way. Experts estimated the age of the artifact at several thousand years, and this made the find even more mysterious. The figurine was sent to engineers of the Lockheed Corporation aircraft concern for research. The artifact was placed in a wind tunnel. The result surprised the scientists. The Golden Bird had the ideal configuration of a supersonic aircraft. The question arose, how could the ancient Incas have known the laws of modern aerodynamics? Then, an unusual hypothesis appeared. Perhaps the inhabitants of ancient Peru depicted what they saw with their own eyes, and it happened when the planet Phaeton disappeared from the sky. According to this version, there was once a mysterious planet, Phaeton, in the sky, and it was its inhabitants who could visit the Earth in the distant past. In the highlands of southern Peru, there is the Nazca Plateau, which has been traversed by travelers and conquerors for thousands of years. But no one suspected that a giant gallery of mysterious drawings opened from a height that cannot be seen from the ground. But who were these lines and images meant for? Some researchers consider them to be navigation signs. German researcher Erich von Daniken suggested that the Earth was once visited by aliens. In his opinion, the Nazca drawings are associated with them. There is also an ancient epic of the Incas, which talks about a golden ship that came from the stars. The ship was piloted by a woman named Ariana. According to legend, she became the mother of the Earth race. Ariana gave birth to 70 children and then returned to the stars. The story sounds like a myth, but some consider it to be a reflection of real events. The anthropological magazine Man has published an article about Inca mummies. The researchers argued that their DNA differs from the modern population of the region. In addition, the mummies were found to have an extremely rare blood type. Today, such a combination is found only in a few people. This has given rise to new theories. Could the ancient Incas have had contact with an extraterrestrial civilization? Another mystery was solved in Egypt. Archaeologists have discovered strange images in the Temple of Abydos. Some of the drawings resembled the outlines of helicopters and military equipment. The debate about their origin continues to this day. Proponents of unusual theories believe that ancient civilizations received knowledge from the outside, perhaps from the inhabitants of Phaeton. The idea of Phaeton's existence appeared even in Johannes Kepler. He noticed the empty space between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Later, German astronomer Johannes Titius discovered a pattern in the arrangement of the planets. According to his calculations, there should have been another planet between Mars and Jupiter. Later, scientists discovered the asteroid belt. Here is a hypothesis that these are the remains of a destroyed world. German astronomer Heinrich Wilhelm Olbers suggested that Phaeton died as a result of a collision with its companion. However, many scientists doubt this version. There is also more ancient evidence. Sumerian tablets described celestial bodies long before the advent of modern astronomy. American researcher Zachariah Sitchin claimed that Sumerian texts mention a mysterious planet between Mars and Jupiter. According to these interpretations, Phaeton died as a result of a space disaster, but the Earth managed to survive. There is a version that the consequences of the destruction of Phaeton influenced the history of our planet. Some even associate it with ancient disasters and myths. For example, With the legend of Phaeton from ancient Greek mythology, the son of the sun god Helios asked permission to drive a fiery chariot. He lost control. The chariot approached the ground and caused terrible fires. Many researchers see the legend as a reflection of an ancient cataclysm. Perhaps it was the fall of a large meteorite or comet, or perhaps about the fragments of a dead Phaeton. Over time, another theory emerged. Many researchers believe that a civilization could have lived on Phaeton before the tragedy. It was assumed that its inhabitants possessed high technology and were able to travel in space. After the disaster, a part of the population could leave the dying world. Some proponents of this version believe that the Phaetonians migrated to Earth. They allegedly left traces in ancient cultures. The Nazca drawings, Inca legends, and mysterious knowledge of ancient peoples are connected with this. Even apocryphal texts are sometimes interpreted as references to extraterrestrials. According to such theories, messengers from heaven passed on knowledge about metals, crafts, and astronomy to people. They also came into contact with Earthwomen. At the same time, the Phaetonians are supposed to have been almost identical in appearance to humans. That is why they could live among the ancient peoples unnoticed. Some astronomers believe that there are traces of water and oxygen on the dwarf planets Ceres and Pallas. This supports the hypothesis of possible life in the area of the former Phaeton. There are several versions of the death of the mysterious planet. One speaks of destruction due to Jupiter's gravity, but the most popular version of the global war, according to her, Phaeton's civilization destroyed itself. Nuclear explosions have split the planet apart, and the survivors went to seek refuge in space. Their last hope could be Earth, but only a few managed to reach it. Proponents of this theory consider Phaeton's story to be a warning to humanity. A civilization can perish because of its own conflicts and recklessness. At the end of the 20th century, archaeologists discovered another mystery. A spiral pattern about 30,000 years old was found on an ancient mammoth tusk. Later, a similar symbol was found on a platinum plaque in Latin America. The researchers assumed that this was an encrypted message. Some enthusiasts have tried to decipher the symbols using golden proportions. The result was sensational. The text allegedly read, "We flew from the fifth planet to the third." Proponents of the theory claim that the fifth planet meant Phaeton. This means that humanity could have had a connection with an ancient extraterrestrial civilization.